I want to talk about something really quickly. First thing I need to talk about is I need to make an affirmation real quick is that I fully accept myself and I have self-love. I had to say that when I say self-love, excuse me, I'm so sorry. I'm not talking about the ego person that you think you that I, you know that we think we are. I'm talking about the real one, the real self. I need to say that real quick. Anyway, so I want to talk about. Hold on a second. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just looking at something. I want to talk about how it's not spirit. How it's not always, to test the spirit. I'm looking at something. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. I want to talk about how it's not spirit. And when I say that, about how people are rude, I was just thinking about this, about how people are rude when it comes to stuff like readings and things like that. Or if you have an appointment with somebody like a practitioner or whatever it is. I haven't really dealt with that type of stuff in a while with a lot these readers and stuff. But I noticed I've been looking on YouTube, and there's just been a couple of people that had some complaints, old videos with a couple of people that had complaints about certain readers that are kind of known, I guess, on YouTube and stuff like that, or from other people's pages who are popular. And I want to say this. Whenever you get somebody who is who's rude, like for instance, it was this one lady who was talking about how she had a reading with the person, and she didn't hear back from them, and so they weren't answering the person. She booked a reading on their website. The person didn't answer her back, didn't get back to her. And so she waited a month later to respond and to get answers, and the person still did not respond. And so she ended up going on somebody's YouTube channel, and they were live, and then, they kind of exposed him as being a scammer. Now, he probably is a pretty good reader, and he can see things and stuff like that, but I don't want a reading from a person. That's just an example. I've seen people like that before. I've experienced people like that before where you pay them your money, and they just have an attitude, I get to you when I get to you. Don't respond to you. Don't stick to a schedule. And if you schedule with them and they don't call you, or you try to call them, they don't answer, then they have an attitude with you, like you're the one that's wrong, that they didn't keep the appointment you got supposed to have. Okay, they respond to you like you're the one that's wrong. I don't deal with that. When a person has that kind of attitude, I don't deal with that. They're lacking some kind of they're just lacking what you call it what's the word, I forget, but they're just lacking some kind of like etiquette, but it was another word I was looking for, but they're lacking that. And I just don't feel like certain spirits that continue to give people to I don't trust spirits, right, or whatever entities, because I don't want to just keep calling them spirits or whatever. I don't trust just entities that continue to work with people like that. People that are so disrespectful, people that will not keep your appointment. And then once you tell them about, oh, we had an appointment about a month ago, or we had an appointment a week ago, and they just have this attitude with you like it's your fault that they're the ones that were the unprofessional. I mean, I guess it has to be a level of professionality, even when it comes to spiritualists, because they're taking your money. So it has to be professional. If somebody's going to take your money, they need to be professional. That's just the bottom line. They're running a business. Anybody who has a website, they taking your money, and you're trying to schedule appointments, or you get an email and you say what time you're available, that's a business. So if they have a business, they need to be professional. That's just the bottom line. This isn't for free. So anytime you pay for something, you should expect some answers. You don't just pay, especially about $200 or $150, or even if it's $50. Pay your money, and they act like they don't owe you anything. They do owe you something, because they pay. And you know what? This is a lot of brown people to do this. Now, I can't say that this has happened with other people that's, other cultures too. But I haven't dealt with other cultures a whole lot. But I will say, especially with Caucasian, when I do deal with them, a lot of times they're with companies, but even when they're not with companies, I just haven't seen, maybe one time in I don't know how many years, maybe 10 years, I've only seen one time where one was unprofessional. You see what I'm saying? You pay your money, it's a business. You pay your money, you make a schedule, that schedule is expected to be kept, and if it's not, there needs to be either an explanation on your side if you can't keep the appointment, or it needs to be an explanation on their side if they can't keep the appointment. It needs to be something. And a lot of times these people that do these readings or whatever they do, if you miss your appointment, they be like, well, you missed your appointment. Oh, well, they know that you should have kept your appointment. But when they don't keep your appointment, they don't feel like they're held to the same standard. Okay? Oh, that's what the word I was looking for. It's a certain type of ethics. That's the word. I said etiquette. Ethics. They're lacking, those people like that are lacking a type of ethics. They're lacking ethics. That's it. They're just lacking ethics. Okay? They definitely lack compassion. They definitely lack that. I don't trust a reader. I would not want anybody, even if they have not done that to me, but done it to other people, I would not trust them. I don't trust the spirits or entities that work with them. I don't trust them. I don't trust those entities that work with them, because what entities or spirits or whatever want to work with somebody who lacks that type, who lacks compassion, who lacks love, who don't care, they take your money, they don't care. I don't trust their readings. I don't care. Sometimes they might be accurate, but I don't trust them. I don't trust opening myself up to people like that. I don't trust opening myself up to people like that. Anyway, yeah, that's all I want to talk about is that right there. And I started off with affirmations because of stuff that I'm dealing with forces that want to make sure I don't get to self-love, but that don't sound right. I mean, the ego can't get to self-love anyway, and I'm talking about the ego self. Okay, but I'm a little sick of this realm, and when I say this realm, I'm talking about this particular perception of reality that I'm in, because the realm is in the realm, REALM. That's inside of you. That's not outside. It's inside of you, not outside. Damn it! I'm speaking to myself now, so let me just keep talking. All of this is going on inside of me. Inside of me. That's where self-confidence comes in. Now I need to keep on talking, because had I not clicked on this video and started talking, I wouldn't even said this enough to help myself. Self-confidence. I remember talking about self-confidence before. And people explain self-confidence as it's all about you having confidence in what you think you see in the mirror, and your personality, and whatever your traits are. That's fine too, to survive in the ego world. That's good. But the bigger self-confidence is knowing that everything exists in your inner world. And to build up your self-confidence, the self, your inner world, you can have control over your inner world. So these energies, or whatever it is, I'm gonna call them thought forms. Let me just go into I don't like calling all this stuff energies, and I'm gonna call them thought forms. These thought forms that want to keep me from self-love, they exist in my world. I need to work on the confidence of my inner world to kick their ass out. And guess what? You can kick out Biden too. You can kick out all these fake presidents. You can kick out the stuff in the United States. You can kick out that too. But it's like a level of self-confidence. But people keep thinking self-confidence got to do with a physical person. That is not self-confidence. That is not who you are. That is not the totality of who you are. That's like a small smidgen of who you are. That's a small point of awareness that you are currently focusing on. A physical person is a tiny point of awareness. You are so much bigger than that. And that's why it's said that we only use about 3% of our brain, because most of us only concentrate on a physical person. So you only use 3% of your brain. I know that said 10. I don't think it's that much. If you only concentrate on a physical person and you think that's you, and when I say you, I always have to say this. I'm speaking in general. If you concentrate on a little physical person and think that's you, then you're using less than 10% of your brain. You're only using about 3%, if that. No matter how intelligent you are. I'm glad I started talking, because I need to say that part. So yeah, build up the self-confidence to, this is my inner world, not theirs. They exist in it. They turn around and bully you because you don't know who you are. And I'm speaking about myself too. They turn around and bully you in your own inner world because you don't yet know who you are, because you still think you're just a physical person. And so they keep bullying you in your inner world. They don't exist anywhere else but inside your world. They don't exist anywhere else. You get to a point of self-confidence and self-acceptance. It's not your physical self. That's a tiny point of awareness. The whole totality, accept who you truly are. And then you can control what exists in your inner world. You control what exists in your inner world. So I'm glad I clicked on them. I didn't know I was going to go to this. I guess it needed to happen. It needed to happen. Anyway, yeah, so I was talking about the spiritualists, though. Because I was just thinking about them. They are so disrespectful. Especially in the brown community. They're so freaking disrespectful of people's time. Not all of them, but a whole lot. A whole lot. They are so disrespectful of people's time. You know? And it's like, I don't trust what spirits you're using. And I'll say this again, it's the reason why brown people are where they are. They're just lacking a certain type of etiquette. And I'm talking about in the spiritual community. They're lacking a certain type of etiquette. When it comes to business, when it comes to reading, I don't care. If somebody book readings from you, that's a business. I don't care. The minute you take some money from somebody, that's a business you run it. I'm sorry. That's a business. And you got to have a certain type of etiquette. You have to be a certain type of professional something. But just to act like it's somebody else's fault that you did not keep your appointment, or you didn't get back to them when they paid you their booking stuff on your website, you didn't get back to them, you didn't call them, you ignore them when they try to reach out to you. I don't trust your reading. I would just get a refund from that person. I would not want a reading from that person, because they got some bad energy on it. I mean, they already got a bad attitude. They already have a bad attitude. I don't trust their readings. I don't like to open myself up to folks like that. Don't open yourself up to people like that. Because with that kind of attitude, whatever entities they're using probably should not be working with them anymore if they got that kind of attitude. That's bringing back some negative stuff back on them when they keep brushing people off and treating people like crap and missing folks' readings and not giving a darn. That's bringing negative stuff back on, because those people have ancestors. Those people have spirits that help them too. Those people have other things that's going on that backs them up, that negativity, that karma, whatever, that person kind of builds up, ends up turning around back on them, because all these people that you done messed over, they got other stuff that defends them too, that's going to turn around, and all that stuff is going to get back on that person that did all these people wrong. So I don't trust any entities that continue to work with people like that, even if they're helping them with readings. I don't trust those kind of entities, because that lets me know those kind of entities, they really don't care. They just do whatever. It's not to say they can't see what's happening, because a lot of those entities are like fourth dimensional, right? They're fourth dimensional. They can see what's going on in 3D or whatever. Or they can see what's going on. Let me say they can see what's going on in the physical. They can still see it. They can still be accurate. But I don't trust them. I don't trust them to continue to work with people that don't give a darn about somebody else, or to continue to work with people that don't care about no fucking compassion, just take people money and don't say nothing and don't give a darn. I don't trust that kind of entity. Even if they're accurate, they can't be trusted. You see what I'm saying? They just can't be trusted. It's not that they'll be wrong, but you can't trust them to tell the truth. You cannot trust that kind of entity to tell you the truth, even if they know the truth. You can't trust them to tell it to you. Because now you see what kind of, you see what you're dealing with. If it's an entity that continue to help them with their readings, you see that their entity might not be, their entity, they they're not all what you call love and light. Though they're dark. Let me just say they're dark. And now dark is not always bad, but in this case, I'm just going to say dark. So if they don't like you, they don't care if you paid your money. They're going to fuck over you, do whatever, and know the truth, but fuck you over and mess you up because that's what they are. They're dark. They're dark. So people that continue to do stuff like that and don't give a damn, even if some of their readings are accurate, whatever's working with them are very dark. Because nothing of I would say, a higher vibration would continue to deal with people like that. Okay? They wouldn't continue to deal with people like that. But anyway, that's it, and I'll talk later.